Hey guys, Supercell Celeste here. Today is March 10th, and today I want to talk about a severe thunderstorm outbreak for eastern Argentina. Actually, two severe thunderstorm outbreaks, one tonight and one tomorrow night. So I want to dive right into the European model's future simulated radar. And going into tonight around sunset local time, watch this area here as we get widespread thunderstorm development across eastern Argentina, right around Buenos Aires. We could be talking heavy rainfall rates, large hail, damaging wind gusts, maybe a tornado out of this. I want to go to a model sound in just to see the environment here. This is to the west of Buenos Aires tonight. You could see we got decent curvature in the veering of the winds in the low levels. Then you can see that here in the photograph. That's what you want to see if you get tornado development. We have helicity values of around 100 is marginal, not overly impressive for tornado development. Wind shear of 20 to 30 knots. Once again, that's marginal, not very impressive either in terms of getting for more robust thunderstorms. But definitely, this sounding does show that we could have an isolated tornado, perhaps very strong wind gusts, large hail, and with the dew point of 70 here, or over 20 degrees Celsius, that could be very indicative of very heavy rainfall rates. I expect flash flooding to be a major threat out of this, maybe even the biggest threat, honestly. And as we go further out in time, there we go. As we go further out in time, this is overnight tonight. These thunderstorms move further to the north of Buenos Aires and into parts of Uruguay, right in this area here. Bringing the threat for damaging wind gusts, as this will probably turn into more of a line of thunderstorms, a squall line, as it moves north. So the tornado threat and the hail threat will diminish, but it could evolve into more of a damaging wind threat to the north of Buenos Aires and into parts of Uruguay. But flash flooding will still be possible throughout the entirety of the event tonight. And then on top of it, this is tomorrow. Notice the storms die down in that area. But as we go into tomorrow night, we get another big flare up of thunderstorms right in this area here, the same region across eastern Argentina, right around Buenos Aires. Very heavy rainfall rates again out of this, so over the same area 2 days in a row. So that's why I'm very concerned about widespread flash flooding out of this. I'll show you the rainfall totals in a second here. But notice the popcorn-like appearance to the thunderstorms right in this area. That's indicative of maybe seeing possible supercells, discrete supercells at first. If that could happen tomorrow night, the tornado threat will be increased. But the shear is not overly impressive. Same thing with the photograph, the veering of the winds. I'm not expecting a major tornado threat, but there will certainly be a couple isolated tornadoes here and there across portions of eastern Argentina these next 2 nights, right around Buenos Aires. And with these more discrete supercells, the soundings are very indicative of large hail, with the winds and how the winds are in the hail growth zone. I'll show you that too right here. Let's go to a sounding. This is for tomorrow night, right around in the same area to the west of Buenos Aires. Let's take a look at this. You can see once again we still have some curvature in the photograph. You can see the winds veering or backing. We have shear is marginal, 20 to 30 knots again. Not a lot of helicity out there actually either. But once again, very high dew points. So the rainfall rates are going to be very high out of this, I believe. Flash flooding will occur very fast with any of these storms with the way how much moisture is in the atmosphere across that area there. And then as we go further out, here we go. As we go further out, into the following morning. This would be Tuesday morning, March 12th. That evolves into more of a line of storms again, right here, as it pushes to the north and northeast into Uruguay and to the portions of northern Argentina. But it'll start to fizzle out by that point. And it stays maybe stationary to the north of Buenos Aires and into Uruguay. So I'm very concerned about flash flooding in this region that I have circled right there with the way the rainfall rates are. If any storms become stationary, and the fact that it's happening 2 nights in a row. So yeah, I think we could be talking maybe even life-threatening flash flooding in some of these storms here, especially if any storms get into the more urban environment around Buenos Aires. But the main storm is right here, and it has a cold front draped across Argentina. That's what's causing these storms tomorrow night. Excuse me. Let's just show you guys the rainfall totals right here. These are in millimeters. And as we go all the way through these 2 rounds of severe weather, anywhere in yellow here, it's around Buenos Aires and to the north and northwest and into portions of southwestern Uruguay. Those are showing rainfall totals possibly over 100 millimeters or 4 inches. So we're talking very, very high rainfall rates out of these storms. Outside of the hail threat, I think the flash flooding threat will be right up there in terms of what the biggest impacts could be and the most life-threatening impacts out of this whole storm system. And then the tornado threat and the damaging wind threat are a bit lower, I believe. But definitely the hail and flash flooding have me concerned a lot for this area here. And I want to show you the lightning density too real quick, just to give you an idea how widespread these storms could be. So this is like simulation of how much lightning flashes per kilometer. And as we get to tonight, notice this huge flare-up of lightning activity expected across eastern Argentina. And as we go into tomorrow, it fizzles out to the north, and then we get that second round, very extreme high amount of lightning showing widespread thunderstorm activity, damaging thunderstorms possible out of this. And then I want to show you the precipitable water too, just to show how much moisture is in the atmosphere. These are in inches. Anywhere in this purple color, and especially the more pinkish color, is extremely high amounts of moisture in the atmosphere, which would bring down very efficient rainfall rates. And as we get into tonight, you can see like a tongue of that comes down into portions of eastern Argentina, down into Buenos Aires. This will bring the chance of very extremely high rainfall rates. I'm very concerned about flash flooding in this area. And as we get into tomorrow night, notice how that pinkish color stays there with these across eastern Argentina, right around Buenos Aires into Uruguay and Montevideo. Very, very concerned about flash flooding out of these storms and large hail with any of the supercells. And then as we go into tomorrow night, it still stays very, very high in that area, the precipitable water values. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's all I got right now. Let me show you guys the CAPE. This is the amount of energy in the atmosphere available for thunderstorms. As we go into tonight, the majority of the CAPE, anywhere in the yellow here, anywhere in the yellow here is showing high amounts of CAPE, over 2,000 joules per kilogram. That's a very high amount to get thunderstorm development. It's basically the amount of energy available for the thunderstorms. Now, the area where the thunderstorms actually are developing, there's not a lot of CAPE in that area. That's why I'm not really concerned about a tornado threat, more so of a hail threat and a flash flooding especially. But as we go into tomorrow night, we do have a little bit more CAPE in the area. The thunderstorms will develop especially to the west and southwest of Buenos Aires. So that's why I'm a bit more concerned tomorrow night about a tornado threat and large hail. I think the storms tomorrow night will pack a bit more of a punch than the ones tonight. But regardless, they both will have very efficient rainfall rates, and especially happening 2 days in a row over the same area. I'm very concerned about flash flooding out of these storms, especially once they get into the urban environment around Buenos Aires. So that's all I got for today. Very short video, just showing my concern about the severe thunderstorm outbreak across Argentina. This area is actually notorious for getting severe thunderstorm outbreaks this time of year because they got the same ingredients going on as like the parts of the United States. So this area from Argentina up into southern portions of Brazil is another area of the world that gets widespread severe weather, tornadoes, large hail, stuff like that. So that's all I got for today. Stay safe out there, any of my Argentina followers. Have a good day, everyone.